All right, welcome back. We are now in the midst of the super bosses here. So, first and foremost, make sure you have Thundara or Thunder or Thundaga, whatever, equipped. You're gonna want it. So, this guy, let's see, what was his name again? Unfortunately, I could not get Tinkerbell off in time, so we're gonna have to fight this guy until we can get rid of these two orbs in his hands. So this boss, his name, Kurt Zisa, which I believe is supposed to be some contestant's name who entered to get his name into the game. So this guy, Kurt Zisa, has two different phases. So there's the attack phase, where you can only hurt him by using physical attacks. He disables all of your magic. That's why we couldn't summon Tinkerbell, which is our first summon of the game. And don't worry, I will show off the rest after we're done with these guys. But Tinkerbell is basically free auto life, or an auto life and also regen from like Final Fantasy games. This is his magic phase. You cannot harm him with physical attacks. You have to use magic attacks now. The best way to do that is with your Thunder spell. And it takes a bit of time, unfortunately. He'll also cast these orbs as well as sandstorms. Once he's stunned, you gotta attack the orb in his mouth that shows up as his head kind of just flails around. So I leveled up quite a bit between the previous part and now because I wanted to get our ability Aerial Sweep, which is a very helpful ability for this fight in particular. So this, I'm bad at it, to be honest. The way you dodge it is sometimes he'll go above you, sometimes he'll go at your level. You gotta either jump or duck through it. And then sometimes he does the vertical swipe, where you have to dodge roll out of the way in time. Kurt Zisa really isn't too bad, and as a kid, I definitely struggled with him, mainly because I didn't really know what I was doing during that fight, or during the fight. But this is basically where I stopped playing Kingdom Hearts when I was a kid. One, because I didn't realize that I didn't need to actually fight this guy. And two, at that point, I believe my brother went off to college and he took Kingdom Hearts with him. So I wasn't actually able to beat it as a kid. Although I would say of all of these super bosses, this guy is probably the easiest of the original Kingdom Hearts bosses. And by original Kingdom Hearts, I mean the American version, not 1.0 Japanese version, because 1.0 Japanese version did not have any of the super bosses that we will be facing. He does drop bubbles, because otherwise you'd be kind of screwed if you didn't have any more magic items to replenish your magic. And I believe destroying the orbs that he that he summons will also drop magic bubbles. There we go. There goes his heart. And we got Zentet's... I can't even say it. It's basically... I believe it's Odin's move, where he slices the enemy in half, and it's basically an instant kill. I don't think it's quite as badass in this particular game as it is in, like, Final Fantasy games, but anyways. Yeah. We'll equip it, because why not? We also have a crap ton of tech boost. Anyways, we are now in Neverland. We need to make sure that we have Stopra on here, along with 2 of the 3 elemental magics. I go with Blizzard and Thunder. My main reasoning is because fire is at the very top of the magic thing, so I don't have to, like, go through it multiple times to get to fire. But anyways, you do need Peter in your party, which means that you can't have Tinkerbell. You can't summon anything in this battle. But, peekaboo. It's Phantom. So this is honestly kind of one of the more tedious super bosses in this game. If only for the fact that you have to use a lot of magic. So, make sure you come over here, stop that before it counts all the way down. I'm sure that caught someone off guard when they first played. So you see the number over top of Peter's head. Basically, Phantom has cast Doom on one of your characters. And you need to use stop on the clock in order to prevent that character from being KO'd. Or, not KO'd. Straight up killed. Because... this particular fight, at least at the start here, it takes a little bit of getting used to for me. When you hear... yeah, because I'm a little flustered, and I haven't like internalized the magic that I set. Unfortunately, you cannot stop it. So if you haven't noticed yet, the little bubble underneath him there changes colors. So currently it is blue, which means that we need to use Blizzard, or a Blizzard magic on it, in order to destroy it. Currently there's nothing there, which means that you can't do anything to him. You gotta just kind of wait until he resets. Yellow is Thunder. White is physical attacks. And then red is fire. Again, this fight is probably one of the slower ones because it just kind of depends on what he does. If the clock does manage to get to 0, your party member is just out. You cannot revive them. They will not come back on their own. You just kind of have to wait. I would also recommend when he goes up to a clock face like that, make sure that you get to another one of the clock faces. Because he's going to do one of two things. He's either going to restart the clock, or he's going to use, for lack of a better word, the worms. Hey, give me a minute, alright, buddy? As you probably noticed, I am doing this post-commentary just so I could focus on the fights and be able to give you better give you a better explanation of what I'm doing. So, like, right now, you do not want to be near him. The worms will try and follow you, but if you're on another clock face side, they won't be able to get to you. They'll just destroy themselves on the clock. That's fire. It's like, don't you wanna join me? No, no, Phantom, I do not want to join you. In your first time through this fight, you you might not win, just because unless you're like privy to what this fight entails, it's a little confusing at first. It also just takes forever, because unfortunately, I'm kind of curious if you ended up taking the magic focus, if this fight would be easier because your magic would be stronger or something. But I don't know exactly how magic strength works in this game. It's just more of a matter of what is your jerk. What is your I can't tell if that's white or I think it's white. Blue is a bit darker, I think. As for your allies, obviously you do have to have Peter for this fight. As far as taking Donald or Goofy, I feel like Donald would help for just dealing with the magic. Ah, jerk. Leave me alone. But Goofy does have MP Gift, which, if you want to be more or less reliant on your own magic, then rather than, say, Donald's, then that might be your better option. Offensive magics don't really matter in this fight, outside of just healing. Since Arrow won't damage him at all, it'll just kind of protect you here and there. Get out of the way. I'm like hesitating whether I want to get away from him to attack again. Alright, let's fire. Yeah. Actually, thank you. You made it so that I didn't waste my magic. Honestly, I kind of wish they put the number by the portrait rather than just over top of their heads, because it's. I feel like it would make it a lot easier to know if the clock starts again. But anyways, that is Phantom, the second of our super bosses. And we attained the power of time. Stopra upgraded to Stopga. And with that, we now have all of the third level magics. So we can come back to Merlin's study and talk with him. Here's something for your effort. We got the Dream Shield. Now, that is actually because we got all the second level magics, I believe. We just hadn't talked to Merlin since obtaining all of those. So the Dream Shield is something that Goofy can get, and it's essentially the shield from the first area of the game. Now, well, this is quite impressive. Here's something for your trouble. And we got the Dream Rod. And that's all he has to say at that point. So the Dream Rod is actually the rod that you see at the beginning of the game as well. And that is for Donald. So, alright. I think this is where we're going to put in a cut. And thank you for watching.